What is the most common mistakes when buying the engagement ring? Let's go through all of them, and at the end of the video you'll have way more information to make a right purchase and not to overspend. My name is Serge and I'm the owner of Nina Vova Custom Jewelry. Let's go. First one, and probably the most common one, is not to setting up your budget. You have to have a very clear number. It should be comfortable for you. You should stick with it and do not try to extend it. Probably the salesperson trying to push you to spend more. Do not give up. Do not surrender. You have to stick with your number. If you overspend, you might feel strange in the future. You might regret it. So do not leave the room for that. As a jeweler myself, I should push people spend more, but my goal is to make my clients happy. So I'm always saying that be comfortable with your number and keep this in mind all the time. The other very common mistake is to finance your ring, and that's coming from the first one. Very typical thing, very typical scenario when you go into the jewelry store, they telling you, yes, you choosing the good ring, but for a little bit more, you can get even cooler one. You don't have enough budget, that's not a problem, let's finance it. We have a great promotion going on, zero payment, blah, blah, blah. Do not do that, do not finance it, do not go into depth. You don't really need that. If you have your budget, you can always do a little bit more research. There is always alternative out there. There is always little things that not obvious where you can save money and you just need to talk with the right person. There's always a way to make your ring way more special without spending more, and I'm talking about the custom pieces here. You can always put some little details on the ring. You really can make it special with more of your effort and time invested rather than money invested. So I personally recommend, again, do not go into depth, do not finance it. Set up your budget, spend it, it's gonna feel great. And at the end of the day, if you want to spend more on the ring or if you want to upgrade it, great, do this in 10 years, let's say. Do this on your 10th anniversary. The money itself would be cheaper for you 10 years after. You're going to make more, you can spend more. But do not do this right now. You have way more things to care about when you enter in family life. So stick with your budget again. The third mistake is doing this all alone. Do not do that again. Find accountability partner who is actually interested in the jewelry or in the technical parts. There's always guys and girls who actually interested to learn new things, go through all the specifications of gold and diamonds and everything, who maybe just want to go around with you through the shops and take a look at the different options. Or even better idea to talk with the friend of your partner. Even better, someone who knows your partner way longer than you and know some insights of the personal preferences, of style preferences. So talk with this person, become a best friend with him or with her. Just spend a little bit more time and you'll be surprised what you can get out of it and how it will affect your end product, your end ring. The other very common mistake is to not do your research properly. And I'm not talking about looking at a couple of articles and looking at a couple of infographics. You really have to dive into this world. You have to really research everything you could from YouTube, from blogs. We live in a great time where so much information available to us. You invest in quite a lot of money and you have to know where this money goes. And you'll be surprised actually how many interesting things you'll find out about the jewelry, because it's following us, it's following humanity for the past like 3,000-4,000 years, and the story of it is just incredible. it's really fun thing to do. So take your time, take your 3-4 weeks. Do not even think about purchasing the specific ring or anything. Just move this idea away. Just focus on technical parts, focus on styles, read about the big brands, Cartier, Van Cleef, others, read about the designers. You will extend your view much more and you will be able to make a greater decision at the end. The other very common mistake is to rush things. I talk about it in a previous video. You can check it somewhere here if I'll figure out how to do that. But if you rush things, you will end up losing money and you're gonna make an average purchase for a way more than average price. So you don't want to do that. You'll have to pay for rush orders. You'll have to accept what's out there. You're not going to have enough time to do your proper research and to incorporate this very special things into what you want to present to your partner. It's going to be way less special and you really don't want to do that. It's not a thing that you buy every day. And it's not a thing that someone gonna wear for like a couple of months. Your partner going to wear this for 10, 20, 30 years. Just take a look at your parents' rings and just imagine how long they wore it. You have to keep that in mind when you buy the engagement ring. It's not just about spending some amount of money and get something back. It's way more than that. And the time on your side if you spend it right. So take your time, do not rush things, do not trust into things like, oh, you can get the ring from zero to the end product in like 2 months. Yes, you can get it. It's a production time, like 6-8 weeks, but it's not how much you spend to buy a proper ring. You need to spend like a month to research things. You need to take time to figure out the styles. You need to figure out what your actually partner want. So if you do this properly, it's actually 3-4 months. Do not rush things. The other very common mistake is to avoid custom pieces. And people do that because they think that they are crazy expensive. And of course, if you go into Tiffany or Cartier or other big brands, and you ask them to do the custom piece for you, of course it's going to be expensive because it's going to be enormously expensive. But if you go to the smaller shop, experienced and trusted, like us, for example, you're going to get a great piece for actually slightly lower price than your average chain store. And you will know exactly where your money goes. You're going to get the great experience. And any small shop very clearly understand that their clients are not professional gemologists or jewelers or anything like that. So they will translate the jewelry language into normal language and walk you through the entire process, walk you through the experience, and they will try to make it as comfortable as possible. And the goal here is to create a unique piece, and you proposing to the unique person. And it's kind of strange to expect that the average piece from the shelf, from the regular chain store would fit this goal. It's not gonna work. You really need to think it through. You need to make it very, very special, and to go custom road, that's the best way possible in this case. A very common mistake is to be set up on a solitaire ring right away. It's a good option. I'm not saying anything bad about it. It's a classic. It's been here for a long time, for 100 years, and probably going to be here for 100 more. But be open to other settings, be open to other styles, to completely new style, to the custom things. Look further. You want to propose to the special person. You want this ring to be special. So think through this way. And probably if you follow the previous advice and did your research, you already seen many other options. And it might happen that when you're looking through them, when you look through 1,000 different things, one of them would click on you and you will be no longer looking at the solitaire ring. So again, it's an option. Keep it apart. You always can come back to it, but be open to the different styles. It's so many out there. We have 3,000 or 4,000 years of jewelry history. We have 500 years of engagement ring history. We have Art Deco, we have Edwardian era, we have so many different things around that you can look for and that can be like truly special. There's might be something out there that protect your partner better. So be open to the different options, and you might want to start from scratch actually. You might want to not based on something. You want to start with a blank canvas, really. Keep this option in mind as well. And that's it for now. I think I went through the most common things. There's probably 100 more of them. And if this video is gonna get some likes or comments or shares, I'm gonna do way more. Just ask me the questions in the comments. I'll just put them all together and we'll create a part 2. For now, like this video, comment, promote my channel, please. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.